Hi guys, it's Nancy, and we have some new products from Spellbinders created by Simon Hurley, and we're going to make 2 cards. So we have the Betterpress plate and die set. This is called Spring Magnolias. I think this is a really beautiful floral set, but what I love is that it comes with matching dies. So not only do you get these florals, you get some sentiments that say I love you, happy Mother's Day, and so grateful for you, but I love when there's matching dies for this. So not only do you get the florals and the sentiments, but you get the dies to cut those out. You also get a nice Easter set. You get these bunnies, you get some tulips, happy Easter, happy spring, some little Easter eggs, and again, matching dies to cut those out, and a nice 3D embossing folder. This is a basket weave. So that's the first thing we're going to play with. So I'm going to move these out of the way. I have some Latte Spellbinders cardstock here. So first thing we're going to do is cut that. Well, we're going to emboss it, and then we're going to cut it. So I have my Spellbinder spray bottle here, so I'm going to spray this off camera just because it is a 3D embossing folder. Put that in, nice large embossing folder. We're going to run that through our platinum with our base platform A and our D platform for 3D. And crank that through. And we should get a nice 3D weave with that. Very cool. And I still have a little bit of moisture in there. Just gonna wipe that up. And just to give it a little bit of shine, I brought in some Lunar Paste and Gur. And I'm just going to rub that over the top. But look at all of that texture weave and that basket weave. And I'm just going to take that on my finger, dab a little bit of that off. To give our basket weave a little gloss, a little shine, a little pizzazz. And what's nice is because this is such a large embossing folder, is you can go any way you want with this embossing folder. So if you're somebody who likes to make larger cards, you can do 5x7. You can do this horizontally. You can do it vertically. If you do 6x6 cards, if you wanted to do this diagonally, you can go any way you want with these embossing folders because of the size of them. So you're not limited to only doing it one way with these embossing folders. But keep in mind, you have that lunar paste or solar paste. This is where they come in handy, is you can color in images with them. You can use them in embossing folders. You know, it's a nice little accent to add them. I just took a little bit on my finger off the lid. That's it. And I'm going to put that aside, and it's going to be dry in no time. And I'm just going to use this as the background for my cards. So we're just going to put that aside. Just going to spray a little spritz there. And it's really super easy to clean up. I just clean off my finger, and that's it. It's not hard at all. In fact, a little bit of water will clean that right up. Okay. All right, now for the Betterpress part. I am going to be using the Betterpress again. You can use, if you're somebody who wants to glimmer, you can do hot foiling and glimmer if you want. But I'm going to use my larger card panels. I'm going to cut these down in half using my Spellbinders trimmer. So, and what I'm going to do is kind of try to do all of these in one pass. So I'm going to cut these down to 5.5 in half panels. I have my Betterpress here, so oh, my little sticky grid fell off. And for my machine, I just have 2 of the shims underneath. And let's do the floral images first. I think we'll do a nice Mother's Day card. My mom is a gardener and she loves to do Mother's Day. And a trick I learned from watching my friends over at the Betterpress Babes. And if you're not a member of Betterpress Babes, it's a Facebook group. I highly recommend you go check them out. Is to lay down all of your plates when you where you want them and put your dies down before you run them through. This way you have proper placement. And again, you don't want to do them, since we're going to be running them through the die cutting machine, you don't want to do them horizontally. You'll get the speed bumps. So we're going to do them vertically so that we don't have those speed bumps. So we're going to go like this. But we want to line these up so that we have plenty of room to die cut everything in one pass. So what I mean by that is, as I lay these down, I'm going to put the dies kind of over them and make sure I'm not overlapping anything, so I can do all of this in one pass. I don't think they'll all fit in one panel, but I'm going to try. That'll save me some paper. Maybe. And I'm just going to do the Happy Mother's Day sentiment. Oh, maybe it will all fit. Okay, so. All right, so see how close those 2 were? I'm just going to move this over a little bit. So this way, when I am done better pressing it, I will be able to die cut everything all in one pass. So I'm just doing a die alignment. I'm not die cutting, I'm just doing a die alignment. So I actually could better press and a shorter piece of paper here. So I'm not cutting those 2 or better pressing those 2. So let me cut my sheet of paper down. All right, so what I'm going to do is remove my dies. Another tip that I learned from my friend Simon is use your Glimmer magnetic pickup tool to take those off. All right, so now, okay, that'll all fit in one pass. I think I need a new piece of sticky grid. This is just temporary sticky tape. You can pick this up at Scrapbook or Amazon. It's just temporary sticky tape. You don't want to use permanent because it will not work. It's this one, temporary sticky tape. And it works for about 5 to 10 passes for me before it starts to lose its stick. I'll link it down below for you guys. But then I don't have to use any tape. Sometimes tape gets in the way. This is my little hack. I've been using this since the beginning. So what I'll do, and it does leave a little sticky residue on here. You can clean that off. is I will line that up with my grid marks there, remove the backing sheet. And the first couple times you do it, it will be extra sticky and it will stick to your paper, but after a few times, it'll peel off a lot easier. But what it does is it holds my paper on so I don't have to worry about anything moving out of place when I'm running it through my Betterpress. My paper stays in place. Okay. Totally optional. You could use tape and tape the corners if you wanted to. All right. Now, I just got the new Betterpress inks. There's 2 sets. Jet Set and Tropical, I believe, are the names of the colors. I'll link that video for you guys. Yeah, Jet Set and Tropical. So let's play with some new ink colors, too. I have been dying to do the new pink, which is called Taffy. So we'll do that for the florals. And of course, I think I will watercolor these in. I love hot pink. And since we're die cutting this, I'm not really worried about it getting on the edges. Normally I would clean that up. But in order to save time, we're just going to move through the motions here. This is the new color Taffy. Okay, we're going to run that through our die cutting machine. This is the black Spellbinders die cutting machine, only from scrapbook.com. Carefully run that through, not touching the top. Oh, look at how pretty that color is. All right. And it is stuck on there, as I said it would be. Okay, we're going to let that set aside. All right, let's do our bunnies. I'm going to wipe this. I just spray this with a little bit of stamp cleaner and wipe it. I'll do a thorough cleanup later before I put everything away. Right now, we just do a quick wipe. Move everything aside. Okay, and we'll clean that up later. All right, let's move on to the bunnies. Make a quick little Easter card. Same concept. We'll use all of these, but I want to make sure I can get as many on a sheet of paper and die cut out with one pass. All right, and then let's go with Hoppy Easter. I'll make a cute card for my daughter. Squeeze this sentiment in here. All right, I think that'll work. Again, remove the dies. Okay, and then I think for this one we'll use a nice dark brown ink. Color the bunnies in brown. We have a dark brown basket. Oh, I just re-inked this one, so it's very dark. Bark is the name of this Betterpress ink. Maybe a little too dark. A little too dark. And then for the flowers, we have a new green. It is a lime green. It is called, not throw it on the floor. It is called Peridot. So we'll use that on our tulips. Again, we can color them in. And then I think we add some fun bright colors for the Easter egg. We have teal topaz. For that one. We have tiger. Bright orange one for this one. We'll bring in some taffy for this striped one. And I think we'll do leaf for Hoppy Easter. Let's see if I can manage that. What I'll do is over here I'll ink it and then slide it back into place. That was leaf. Not a new color, it's an existing color. Okay. And have our paper. I'll line our sticky grid back up to make sure everything is straight. All right. Now we take a pass through the Betterpress. Okay, not bad. They look like chocolate bunnies. Oh, so cute. Okay, We're going to move our Betterpress out of the way. And now we are going to die cut everything. And we're going to, well, we're going to color and then die cut. And then we will assemble. Okay. So let's get to coloring our elements. And I wanted to color a couple different ways. I have the new Spellbinders watercolor brushes, water brushes, and I have some of the Tim Holtz watercolor crayons, but you could use markers, you can use the Korean markers. There are so many different elements now that Spellbinders carries, but I thought these would look good with these watercolor pencils. Wanted to see how these brushes would do. I like to go from the brush. This is the fine tip. This is, what color is this? This is kit 1, I believe. Set 1, picked raspberry. Let's see how we do here. Of course, you could color directly on here and then spread the color out that way too. But I thought I would try these water brushes out. So far, so good. Oh, that's probably supposed to be a leaf, and I almost colored it pink. So we will not color that pink. We will color that green. Oh, aren't magnolias supposed to be white? Please tell me magnolias come in different colors. I don't know. Aren't they more of a southern flower? Wow, mine are pink. Oops. Forgive me. I know they smell amazing. And you guys know, I say it every time I color, I don't like to do a lot of coloring, but these are very, they're a nice size flower. They're not too big, they're not too small. So I feel like I can get these done fairly quickly, so this doesn't bother me. If I can do it quick, then it's easy for me. Then I don't mind it. I have not had to squeeze this water brush yet, just in the beginning, like when I was priming it. So this is still just me dabbing the crayon and taking the color off of that crayon and just working it into the paper. And I'm trying to just get that concentration of color in the middle and then spreading it out towards the outside. But yeah, so far pretty good for not being, like I said, expert artist or anything. Just Little old me doing my basics here. Just touching the color and going. All right, now I'm starting to kind of do a little something different here. Put that color down. Now I'm going in and trying to pull it out, but once that color's dry, it's really not wanting to pull out. That didn't work for me. I think it just dried too quickly. Now I know. It's best to do it in small areas. And I think that's just because of how porous this paper is. It just sucks it right up and just dries too quickly. A very thick paper. Okay, that's pretty much done for the pink. Again, just moving very quickly here. Now I'm going to go in and add some green. Well, that fine tip really does get into those smaller areas. That does make things a little easier. have a little bit of brown. And remember, you can color these in with any medium you have. That ink is permanent and waterproof. So, color pencils, watercolor markers, watercolors, the watercolor crayons that I'm using. Anything you have, you don't have to do, or you don't have to color them at all. You could just leave the outline. Inks, reinkers, whatever you have. Can put as much or as little detail as you want. I'm not huge into coloring, so I don't do a lot of detail. I just kind of make it as quick and easy as I can for myself. But you decide how much detail you want to do. The only thing I do not recommend is doing any kind of alcohol ink coloring, because this paper is not smooth. This is a very porous paper, so you can see how quickly it soaks in any kind of ink or water that goes into this paper. It soaks that in very, very quickly. Very porous paper, so it will not do blending very well. So alcohol markers are not going to blend very well on this paper, so that's what I do not recommend on here. So wet medium like watercolors work best on this kind of paper. Here comes Peter Cottontail, coming down the bunny trail. So tell me in the comments below, is there an Easter tradition that you guys have? You know, obviously there was Easter egg hunts and things like that growing up, but I don't think I really have one with my kids. Used to color Easter eggs, things like that, but they're getting older now. I like how nostalgic looking this set is. Again, watching how Simon's designs have kind of evolved. I don't think he's drawing these. I think he's using an artist or grabbing from, you know, traditional classic arts now. But just watching his designs kind of transform a little bit, so it's kind of nice. All right, so that is our bunnies. We got a little bit of fun eggs. Let's do a little bit of coloring with those. Then we're going to die cut these. We're going to do some assembly. Okay. I think we are done coloring. So now we move on to die cutting. I think I can do that off camera for you guys just to save us a little time. So I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to die cut everything and I will be right back, guys. Okay, guys, I'm back. So let's start to assemble a card here. So I am going to cut out my little basket weave. We have our little Easter bunnies. Everything's cut out and colored. So look at how much that shine is on there. This is completely dry now. I'm going to cut this down to, do I want it to be the whole background? Let's do 5 1/4 by 4 and see what it looks like. Straight at all. Maybe my paper was crooked. Oh yeah, my paper was definitely a little crooked. No? Okay. Okay. Oh, got an air bubble of glue coming out of that one. I don't even know how I want it to go. We have a glue explosion. That's what happens when you get air bubble of glue. Glue just, oops, spews out everywhere. All right, let's try to assemble this as best we can. I like that the two bunnies are facing in opposite directions. right, that is our first card. We have an extra bunny. We'll put him inside. Cute. Fun little Easter card using the Betterpress plates from Simon Hurley and Spellbinders. But while I was die cutting the florals, I had another idea come up on the other plates. Let me clean this glue up right here real quick. All right. So, you know, we have those new floral monogram Betterpress plates. And I thought, wouldn't it be cool to put these florals on this mom? Ooh, that might be a little too big. Wouldn't this be cute, though? Happy Mother's Day on here. So I'm going to run with this. And I don't remember if there was a green. There is a green. Okay, so we have this glitter cardstock spring tone. Well, it's kind of a lighter green. Still pretty. I use Leaf as the green ink on here. But I'm going to cut this to 5.5. 5.5 by 4.25. As my matte layer. Then I'm going to cut this down to 5.25 by 4. Shave a little bit off each side. That'll mat in there perfectly. So we'll have a little bit of that glitter around there. And then we'll just layer those flowers around there. Now, you guys know I don't like to waste this glitter paper. So I'm going to take my handy dandy trimmer and I'm going to trim the center of this so I can keep it and die cut from it and use it for another project. That way I'll still have the border. See what I did there? It's because that's precious glitter paper. We can't waste that. So I'll save that. Still use this. My glue is still oozing out over here. I gotta take the lid off of that. Okay. See, so we'll still have this. And now, how pretty is this? So we'll still have those florals in the background. I'm just kind of camouflaging them a little bit. Maybe not this big one. But hello, Mom's never gonna know. Pretty. glue all over the desk. Not a good idea. Oh, the troubles of a crafter. And you pick up your die cuts with your rag, and then you lose them, and then you wonder what happened to them. And then your glue doesn't stick because you didn't stick it down to the card base. Meanwhile, you have a glue explosion all over the other side of your desk. Okay. Don't glue it upside down, Nance. Probably should have made 2 videos. But if you're sticking with me this long, thanks, guys. I appreciate you. Look at that. Look at that. Ooh, now that makes me happy. That makes me happy. Look at that. I know this is an extra long video and I took the time to record me coloring everything for you guys, but check out the new products over at Spellbinders. Again, these are the 2 new Betterpress plates from Spellbinders and created by Simon Hurley Create, as well as the new 3D embossing folder, the basket weave, from Simon Hurley Create. The floral alphabets. I'm telling you guys, you're going to just want to get the whole set. It's totally worth it. It does come with some smaller things. I think this was a Christmas sentiment. Yeah, it says Merry Christmas, but I already did my name. You can see I changed that to Happy Mother's Day. It's just worth it just to get the whole thing. And again, you can glimmer it. But look how I just camouflage and threw those florals over top of that. Butterflies, I think, are going to look awesome on here as well. So check out the other videos I did with that as well. But they're called Betterpress floral, every occasion floral plates, monogram plates. I just think they're going to be the hit of the year. But yeah, if you had fun watching me make these cards, I know there was a longer process video, but I think it's worth it to walk you guys through that. Give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. I'll have the links for everything down below for you guys. Also did a video with the new ink colors for Betterpress. So now everything fits in 2 of the Archival Ink tins. So 2 new sets of colors. So now I think there's, how many are in here? 4 sets of colors, right? Because there's 12, right? 3, 6, 9, 12. So, or sorry, 6, right? 6 ink colors, 6 sets if you want all of the Betterpress ink colors. So go check this out. Check those out. Make sure you get the reinkers because they are small and they're kind of dry because they're a thick, viscous ink. But yeah, nice additions to the Betterpress system for Spellbinders. Thanks for watching, guys. If you have any questions, post them down below, and I will catch you on the next video. Bye-bye.